I have written the attendance format, manual attendance format. You can follow that format and give your manual attendance in the chat box. I repeat, I have given the attendance format in the chat box. Follow that format and then give your manual attendance. Okay, let us start the class. Just give me a minute to present my screen. Can anyone respond whether my slides are visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I got your answer. Okay, just tell me whether this slide is visible or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Visible.
sir.
Sir,
Thank you. Thank you.
Visible, sir.
Thank you. So it is around 2:15 p.m. So let us start the class. Good afternoon to all of you. If you remember, in the last week, I have told you regarding the basic concepts of this hand drawing part. What all basic concepts which we will be using in each and every assignments, all those things I have discussed in the last class. In today's class, we will officially start the first lab assignment, that too with the very first problem. But before starting that problem, you have to know or you need to know one method. This method is applicable in almost all the assignments. So before starting the assignment, just let us understand what this method is all about, because we will be requiring this method in order to draw the drawings in all the assignment. Name of this method is set square method. By the name itself suggests that in this method we will be using both the two set square to do something. What we need to do? Say I have given you a line. Say I have given you a line. This red color line I have given you, and I have told you that this line is of length 10 centimeter. This line is of length 10 centimeter. Then you need to divide this given line into 5 number of equal parts. If I want to divide this given line into 5 number of equal parts, then I know that each equal part will be equivalent to 2 centimeter. 10 by 5 is equal to 2 centimeter. Then which method will I use to get each and every equal part of length equal to 2 centimeter? I will use this set square method. It is a method by which you can divide any given line segment into equal number of parts. Is it clear?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
if the concept is clear, then you might be thinking that, sir, why we are using this set square method? I think one of you have not unmuted you. Please mute yourself if you are not talking anything. Okay. Then you might be telling me that, sir, why we are using this set square method? By the help of compass also, we can divide any given line into equal number of parts. For example, in this case, I am having a 10 centimeter line. I need to divide into 5 number of equal parts, and each equal part is equivalent to 2 centimeter. What I will do, I will take this compass, I will measure a length equal to 2 centimeter in my scale, and then I will place one leg of my compass over here and I will cut 5 arc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each equal arc point is, each segment is equivalent to 2 centimeter. Can I do like that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your answer is partly correct, partly incorrect. Now tell me why it is partly incorrect. I am not saying we cannot do, we can do it. That is a general method, we can do it, but your answer is partly incorrect. I am saying you why your answer is partly incorrect. Okay. The same given line, I am just changing the question. The same given line segment AB of length equal to 10 centimeter, of length equal to 10 centimeter. Now I want to divide this line into 7 number of equal parts. Then each equal part is equivalent to how much centimeter? 10 by 7. And can any one of you can calculate and tell me what is the value, exact value of 10 by 7? Please calculate it and tell me the exact value of 10 by 7.
1.428.
1.42.
Okay,
1.42.
1.42 centimeter. In the last case, it was 2 centimeter, 10 by 5, 2 centimeter. Now, if you use the same method, same compass method, if you use, in that case, you have to take a distance of 1.42 centimeter in your compass by the help of this scale, and then you have to cut 7 equal arc point on this given line segment AB. Now the question is, can you take this 1.42 centimeter length in this scale?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes
No,
or
sir.
no?
No, sir.
I cannot take. Why I can't take? Because the scale which we use each and every day, that is, with that scale you can measure any distance up to single decimal point. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can measure 1.1 centimeter, I can measure 1.4, I can measure 5.5, I can measure 5.6. But if you want to measure 1.42, 1.4 you can measure, but where is that 0.02? That is not present in the scale. So remember one thing every time, because in drawing I will give you the situations maximum number of time when you will be having more than 3-4 decimal points. Then in that case, you cannot use your normal compass to divide the given line segment into equal number of parts. So always remember, whenever you want to divide any given line segment into equal number of parts, use this set square method. Now the concept is clear why we are using this method.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in order to use this method, you need certain instruments. Those instruments are your scale, two protectors, that is 30, 60, 90 and 45, 45, 90. Your, sorry, two set squares, 30, 60, 90 and 45, 45, 90. One big size 360-degree protector. Don't use this small 180-degree protector. Fine. Use big size 360-degree protector. There is a reason why I am telling you. And lastly, you will be requiring this compass. Is it clear to all of you the different instruments which I need for this method?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us start the process. How we will be using this method to divide a given line segment into equal number of parts. Okay, so let us take a line segment. The line segment is AB, whose length is 10 centimeter, and I want to divide this 10 centimeter line into 5 number of equal parts. So what I will do, the very first step is, with the help of scale, draw a line, a straight line of length equal to 10 centimeter. Remember, this straight line can be anything. It can be an inclined straight line, it can be a vertical straight line, it can be a horizontal straight line. But the concept is set square method work only if you want to divide any straight line into some equal number of parts. That straight line can be an inclined line, it can be a vertical line, it can be a line making an angle 90 degree, making an angle say 38 degree with respect to y-axis, but it should be a straight line. Is it clear?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, a few of my friends were facing some network issues, so they weren't able to join in time. So it would be
I
great.
cannot make them join because if I do it all the time, then when I will take the class. So I have allowed till 2:20. After that, I will not allow them to join because I have started the meeting from 5 p.m. I have given plenty of time. Okay. So far, whatever I have discussed, it is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the very first step is, let us draw the given line segment which I need to divide into equal number of parts. The given line segment is AB. The given line segment is AB whose length is 10 centimeters. So by the help of scale, I will draw this line segment. Okay, last time I am making the people join. After 2:25, I won't make it join. I can see that one person has switched on his video. Don't switch it on, or else later on what will happen is that network problem will happen. Please don't switch it on. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me make them in. Okay, no more people I will allow. Fine. So very first step is draw a given line segment of length AB equal to 10 centimeter. Here I have taken this line segment AB to be a horizontal line segment. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next step. Next step is what? See, in this given line segment AB, point A is the first end point, point B is the last end point. So from the first end point, take the protector and draw an acute angle infinitely long line. From the first end point of the line, you have to draw an inclined line, an acute angle inclined line. What will be the length of this acute angle inclined line? You don't know anything, just draw an infinitely long acute angle inclined line. Now the angle, whatever you will choose, that is up to you. You can draw a 35-degree angle line, you can draw a 45-degree angle line, you can draw a 58-degree angle line, but it should be an acute angle. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next step is take the compass. Take the compass. Since I have to divide my given 10 centimeter line into 5 number of equal part, then I know by calculation that each equal part is equivalent to 2 centimeter. Measure this 2 centimeter length in scale. With the help of compass, measure this 2 centimeter length in scale. Assume that this much portion, assume that this much portion is nothing but that 2 centimeter length which I have measured from scale. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the next step? Next step is, now with the help of this compass, on this acute angle infinitely long line, cut 5 equal arc. Cut 5 equal arc. Each arc segment will of length will be equal to 2 centimeter. That is first, second, third, fourth, say fifth. And I will name it as say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means distance between A1 equal to 1, 2, equal to 2, 3, equal to 3, 4, equal to 4, 5 is equal to 2 centimeter. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
That means
Yes, sir.
if the same
sir.
problem, if I divide the given line segment into say 25 number of equal part, then on this acute angle inclined line, I will take say 10 by 25. It will be some value. Fine. It will be some value. That value is how much? Some value. Fine. So say that value is point 0.1 something. Fine. Take, you cannot take this much length. Fine. So just take an accurate length up to 1 decimal point, because we can measure the distance till 1 decimal point with my scale which I am having. So definitely nobody will give you this much length that divide a 10 centimeter line into 25 number of equal parts. Maximum they can give you is that you have to divide any given line into say 10 number of equal parts. So that much length you will take in your compass, and on this inclined line then you will cut how many number of equal parts? 25 times you have to cut this arc line. Or if you are dividing this 10 centimeter line into say 6 number of equal parts, that much number of equal part you have to cut on this inclined line. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
So what I will do is, in the next step, since in this problem I have to divide my given line segment into 5 number of equal part, so on that inclined line I will cut 5 number of equal arc points, and I will name it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next step is join the last end point of the line. This is the given line AB. Point B is the last end point of the line. With the help of scale, join the last end point with the last arc point on the acute angle inclined line. That means here I need to join 5B. If the same problem I want to divide into 8 number of equal parts, then this 5 will become 8 and I will join 8 to B. Is it clear? Any doubt so far?
No, sir.
Sir, please repeat once.
Please repeat once. Okay. Since AB is my given line segment, point B is the end point of the given line segment, join the end point with the last arc point on the acute angle inclined line. That means I will join 5B by scale. If the same problem, I need to divide the given problem into 7 number of equal parts, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this will be 6. I will extend this line. This will be 7. Then I would have joined 7B by the help of scale, and so on. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Next
Yes,
step.
sir.
What is the next step? Now, if you see that 5B is a line, 5B is a line, then by the help of set square, if you draw parallel line, parallel to line 5B, passing through each and every arc point, and those lines should intersect AB, your problem is solved. That means if I, with the help of set square, if I can draw a line like this line is parallel to 5B line. From arc point 3, if I draw a line like this line is parallel to this line as well as to this 5B line. Similarly, from point 2, all the lines are parallel. Similarly, from arc point 1, all the lines are parallel. Then I got this length. This much length is how much? This is 2 centimeter. This much portion is how much? 2 centimeter. This much portion is how much? 2 centimeter, and so on. And my problem is solved. So my main problem is how to draw these parallel lines passing through arc point 4, 3, 2, 1 by the help of set square. Did you got my point?
স্যার যদি সেকেন্ড লাইনটাতে যদি আমি ইকুয়াল পার্ট যদি করেই ফেলতেছি তাহলে ওটা একবারে লাইন এবিটাতে করলেই তো হয়ে যায়।
No, again I told you just 2 minutes before that if you are getting a distance of 1.45 centimeter, then how you will get point that 0.05?
Okay.
স্যার কম্পাসে 1.45 টা বুঝবো কি করে?
No, if whatever you are doing over here, this A1, 1, 2, 2, 3, fine. Then in that case, what you have to do, you have to use the significant figure. If it is say 1.45, say 4.3, this is 4.35, then you know significant figure. If this is 5, then you have to check the preceding value whether it is odd or even. If it is odd, what is the rule? If it is even, what is the rule? Then accordingly say if the value comes out to be say 1.44, fine, then approximately you take it as 1.4, approximately you take it as 1.4 and cut all these arc point, remaining whatever thing is there, that this method will take down. Exactly when you measure those things, that 1.43 centimeter, 435 centimeter, this method will take care that the each equal part is equivalent to that 1.435 centimeter. Now it is clear so far whatever we are doing,
Yes, sir.
or we have done so far? Okay. So my next target is how to draw these parallel lines by the help of set square. Listen it carefully. Fine. So I am having two set square. So can you tell me which set square is which one? Which one is 30, 60, 90 degree set square? Top one or bottom one?
Top.
Top one is how much?
30, 60, 90.
45, 90.
Wrong. Top one is 45, 45, 90.
And
This is-
down one is 30, 60, 90.
Yes, this is 45, this is yes, this is 90, this is 45, this is 45, and this is 30, 60, 90. This is 90, this is your 60, this is your 30. So this is your 45, 45, 90 software, so 45, 45, 90 set square, and this is your 30, 60, 90 set square. You have to keep it exactly like this. You have to keep the 45, 45, 90 software on the top part, and you have to keep the 30, 60, 90 set square in the bottom part. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Why I am
Yes,
telling you
sir.
like that? There is a reason. The reason is if you see the base of the 30, 60, 90 set square, it is very long. It is very long, and this base we will take into account while drawing the different parallel lines passing through arc point number 4, 3, 2 and so on. So you have to exactly keep like this. Is it clear? Should I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next step is align the perpendicular. This is the perpendicular of 45, 45, 90 set square with 5B line. That means you have to place this 45, 90 set square in such a way that it should perfectly get aligned. That means like this. This is the alignment. You have to place like this. Yes or no?
So can you please repeat this
You
one?
have to align the perpendicular side of 45, 45, 90 set square with 5B line like this. Now it is clear?
Yes.
Any doubt? Any doubt so far?
No, sir, I'm not getting this point.
No, sir.
You are not getting the point. Okay. Very simple. See, this is AB line, this is that inclined line, this is your that fifth arc point, and this is 5B. 5B. Fine. This is my 45, 45, 90 set square. In this set square, it is very much clear that this end is the perpendicular end, this end is the base end, this end is the hypotenuse end. Okay, what I am telling is you have to align the perpendicular end of 45, 45, 90 set square with 5B line. Since 5B is aligned in this direction, so you have to align this perpendicular side of the 45, 45, 90 set square with this 5B line. That means the position of the set square will be like this. Now it is clear.
Yes, sir, it's clear. Thank you, sir.
This is what I am telling you from the past 5 minutes. Okay. Next step is what you need to do. See, I have aligned this 5B line with 45, 45, 90 set square. Next process is the longest side of the 30, 60, 90 set square. Then fix this set square. Which set square? Yes, fine. The longest side of the 30, 60, 90 set square, you have to align it with the base of 45, 45, 90 set square. You got my point? Again, I am repeating. This is the longest side of the 30, 60, 90 set square. You have to align it with the base of the 45, 45, 90 set square after aligning it with 5B line. Like this. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you need to keep in mind that this top set square is moving all the time and the bottom set square is fixed all the time. With one hand you have to make this bottom set square fixed, with the other hand you have to move this top set square. That means this top set square will slide on the longest part of this bottom set square. So if you slide it after certain interval of time, when you slide this top set square and come over 0.4, this is the position of the top set square. Yes or no? This is the position of the top set square. Now,
Yes, sir.
now with the help of pencil, just draw this line. Just draw this line. Now see, this line is parallel to your 5B line. Again, don't move the bottom set square. Just move the top set square and bring the perpendicular side to the third arc point. Then after certain interval of time, this will be the position of the top set square. Yes or no? If this
But
is
sir,
then use the pencil and join this line till this point. Now see, this line is parallel to this line as well as, or both the lines are parallel to this line. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
the
likewise,
last line is
you,
not bad.
Sir, will you repeat this again?
okay, fine. Okay. What I will do, I want to draw a parallel line of length exactly equal to, sorry, not length, I want to draw a parallel line passing through arc point 4, joining my given line AB exactly like 5B. What I will do, I know that my bottom set square is fixed, my top set square is movable all the time. That means my top set square will slide on the longest side of my bottom set square. So after certain interval of time, if you slide this set square along this direction, and when the perpendicular end comes at point number 4, this arc point number 4, then the alignment of the set square will look exactly like this. This is the position of the set square. Fine. Then take your pencil, just draw this line. Just draw this line. Now see, this line is parallel to this line. Yes or no? Similarly, after certain interval of time, when this perpendicular end reaches point 3 or point number 3, this is the condition of the top set square. Then take your pencil, just join this line till the, now see, this line is parallel to this line as well as parallel to this line. Likewise, you have to shift the top set square and draw the parallel lines passing through 2, passing through 1. Did you got my point now?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you do this till first arc point, you will get these kind of lines. You will get these kind of lines. So now you can name it. If this is point 1, say this is 1 dash. If this is 2, this is 2 dash. If this is 3, this is 3 dash. If this is 4, this is 4 dash. If this is 5, this is 5 dash. Now see, you have divided the given line segment into equal number of parts. That means A1 dash is exactly equal to 1 dash 2 dash, which is equal to 2 dash 3 dash, and so on. So by this process, you can divide any given line segment into some equal number of parts, and the method is known as set square method. And I think in almost all the problems of first assignment, you have to use this method. Is it clear? Any doubt so far? Any doubt so far?
No, sir.
Okay. So with this, we have done with this method. Now I am going to the very first problem. Okay. Just give me a minute. Can anyone tell me whether this slide is visible or not?
Yes,
Which I'm-
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Thank you. Okay. The very first problem of your first assignment is about scales. What do you mean by the term called scale? Tell me. Define scale. And let me tell you, the scale which you purchase from the market, fine, that is your first problem. That scale we will draw. How we are, if you see in a scale, see, when you see a scale, wait, when you see a scale, this is your scale which you purchase from the market. This scale is having some markings. This is 0, then this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and so on. In between 0 and 1, small markings are there. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. 0.5, then 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. Likewise, throughout the scale, these markings are there. How to get this marking? How to get this marking, this marking, this marking? How I am getting 2 over here? Why not I am getting 2 over here? Why not I am getting 1 over here? What is the height of this length? What is the height of this scale? All these things we will be drawing in the very first problem. So this is what scale is all about. Now I want a definition, a proper definition of scale from your end. Now you please define what is a scale.
The scale actually means to measure.
Scale is to measure, but to measure what? Many things are available in the world which you can measure. Be specific.
Sir, an instrument which is used to draw straight lines.
Instrument is used to draw straight lines. Again wrong. Straight line can be an inclined line. It can be a vertical line. It can be anything. Statement or wording is incorrect. I'm not telling you are completely incorrect. Your wording is incorrect.
To measure
Scale-
distance.
To measure lines, distance.
Scale is used to measure lines.
Sir.
Somewhat correct. Yes.
Scale is an object. Is an object by which we can draw a straight line and can measure it.
Again wrong. Scale is not an object. Scale is an instrument. There is a difference between object and instrument.
So scale is an instrument to measure length.
Okay. So if you are having an area, if you are having a rectangular area, I know that area of a rectangle is length into breadth. So you told you can measure only length. You cannot measure breadth with the help of scale. You can measure. You can measure. So you can say like that, scale is an instrument used to measure any kind of dimension. That dimension can be length, can be breadth, can be width, can be dia, can be anything. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Sir, what
Fine.
is dia?
What is dia? Dia is what? You don't know dia? If you want to draw a circle, you need a diameter line. For
Oh,
example, if this is your circle. Fine. If you want to draw a circle, either you need radius or you need dia. So if I consider this point, this is point A, this is a point B. So will you not use scale to join A to B? If this is center point of the circle, if you want to represent a circle in terms of radius, I know that OC is my radius. So will you not use scale to draw this OC line? And mathematically OC is radius, AB is diameter. So I can measure dimensions by the help of scale, and that dimension can be anything. In case of area, it is length and breadth. In case of volume, it can be diameter, it can be height of any object, and so on. So is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now I have defined what is a scale. So you tell me why we are, or what is the importance of scale in engineering drawing? Why we are constructing a scale? What is the need of constructing a scale? Or in the market, when you go to a shop, to a stationery shop, you ask the shopkeeper that I need a scale of 15 centimeter length. Fine. Why scale has been discovered? If scale was not discovered by scientists, then what would have happened?
So to
There is
measure
no
straight line,
I want why we use scale in drawing. What is the importance of scale? I'm not telling the use of, I'm not asking from you the use of scale.
Sir,
To
if the
draw-
drawing
to
will
draw
not
it.
have any definite
Say tomorrow scale is not available anywhere in the world, then what will happen? What I cannot do with the help of scale?
sir, then the drawing will have no definite size.
Yes, yes. If each and every drawing in the world is valid only if it is having some size. That size can be anything in terms of length, in terms of height, in terms of diameter, anything. Depend from object to object. For example, if I am having point A and I am having point B, if the distance between point A, B is 10 centimeter, then easily I can use my scale and I can measure the distance. But if the distance between A and B is say 10 kilometer, can you use your normal scale to measure this distance? Yes or no?
no sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
My answer is yes. All of you are telling no, but my answer is yes. Now tell me why my answer is yes. I can say that we can measure by the help of scale which is available in the market. Even by
taking assumption.
even by using 15 centimeter scale, I can measure 10 kilometer. Even by using a 30 centimeter scale, I can measure 10 kilometer. How I can measure?
RF.
Okay,
What
please
is that?
If you think one semi equal to 1
Please talk one by one at a time. Actually, many people are talking at one single time. I cannot hear. Please talk one at a time. Yes.
fraction scale.
What scale?
Representative fraction. RF.
That is very far. That will come in the next slide. Why you are telling about RF? Okay, tell me what is RF? What is RF?
RF is the ratio between the distance on map to the distance on ground.
So what do you understand by RF? So what is the physical significance of RF?
Physical significance of RF is that we can,
later, yes, by the help of RF we can measure this 10 kilometer, but you have to make me understand how we can measure 10 kilometers.
because means we can convert this RF scale into the same ratio. Means it is if it is like that 1:50,000. So
You tell me, I have given you an example. Distance between A and B is 10 kilometer. Whatever scale you purchase from the market, with the help of same scale, you can measure a distance of 10 kilometer. How? Simple question.
Can I say it in Bengali?
Yes?
Can I
Yes?
say it in Bengali?
Your voice is not clear.
Is it clear now?
Yes, now it is clear.
Sir, can I say it in Bengali? Like explain it in Bengali.
See, I can understand Bengali, but many people are there in your class. They might be from out of Bengal. Then,
Yes, so I can explain, but it will be
okay, I'm telling you all how we can measure. I can divide this 10 kilometer line. Distance between A and B is 10 kilometer. So I can divide this 10 kilometer line into a 5 centimeter line by the help of my scale. Yes or no? Can I do it?
yes, sir.
I can divide my 10 kilometer line into a 10 centimeter line. That means in my drawing sheet, if I draw a straight line of length equal to 10 centimeter, that 10 centimeter line is nothing but 10 kilometer line. In my drawing sheet, if I draw a 5 centimeter line, that 5 centimeter line is nothing but my 10 kilometer. That means what I am doing, I am scaling the distance up or down. I think you might have did in your school level classes also. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Either you need to scale up means you are increasing the dimension of an object. Scale down means you are decreasing the dimension of an object. So by the method of scaling, this 10 kilometer line can be represented by a 10 centimeter line. This 10 kilometer line can be represented by 4 centimeter line by the help of my normal scale. Is it clear to all of you? Now, how we are doing the scaling? For that, the next part is the RF part, which one student just now have answered. Is it clear how we are doing it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So these are all the definitions. Fine. So how we are doing that scaling? That scaling is done by a term called RF. What is RF? RF is representative factor, denoted by short form R dot F. In some book you can find it as representative fraction. Either you call it as representative factor or you call it as representative fraction. What is RF? It is the ratio of two quantity. If you see in the numerator part, it is dimension of drawing. In the denominator part, it is dimension of object. That means, say this is my drawing sheet. This is my drawing sheet in which I need to draw a line of length 50 kilometer. Definitely, drawing sheet is not that much long that I can draw a line of 50 kilometer. But 50 kilometer, that in the question it has been told to you that you have to draw a line whose length is 50 kilometer. That means from this first definition, I understood that my object is what? My object is a line which I need to draw, and the dimension is given what? That is 50 kilometer. That means RF is equal to 50 kilometer, that is dimension of object. Next is numerator is what? Dimension of drawing. Definitely Nobody in the world can draw a 50-kilometer line in a drawing sheet. But if I reduce this dimension by the help of proper scaling factor, definitely I can draw this 50-kilometer line. So this dimension of drawing, who will decide? I will decide, or you will decide. So I can draw this 50-kilometer length line by a 10 centimeter line. Yes or no? Yes, I can draw it. Then this 10 centimeter becomes dimensions of drawing that we are doing it in my drawing sheet. And this 50 kilometer becomes the actual dimension of the object. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now see, you cannot solve now because if you see the numerator part, it is in centimeter. Denominator part, it is in kilometer. So either you have to convert this kilometer into centimeter, or you have to convert this centimeter into kilometer. Then only the unit will match and you will get the proper value of RF. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So remember one thing, every time dimension of object can be in any unit. Dimension of drawing that we will be drawing in my drawing sheet, that also will be in any unit. So you have to, while solving or while getting the value of RF, you have to match the denominator dimension with the numerator dimension. If both the numerator and denominator is in same dimension, no need to worry, just solve it. But if the dimensions are not matching, make it match. That means you should know how to convert a kilometer into a centimeter, or how to convert a centimeter into kilometer, or how to convert a meter into decimeter, or how to convert a decimeter into decameter. That you should know. Fine. So that means by the help of RF, I can represent a 50 kilometer line by a 10 centimeter line. Now there are different definitions of RFs are available. It can be length of the drawing divided by actual length of the object. It can be under root area of any drawing divided by actual area of object. And if you see the first assignment, first question, this formula will be applicable. Because in that question it is given to you that there is a rectangular field, that rectangular field actual area is say 100 centimeter into 400 centimeter. Represent that area by some line, by some scale with the help of proper scaling factor. Some kind of question is like that. So you have to read the question carefully and then you have to decide that which formula is applicable to get the value of RF. Say if you are solving a problem of cylinder, then in cylinder definitely this formula will not work. If you want to draw a scale of some cylinder, definitely this formula will also not work. This will also not work because in cylinder gas is there, fluid is there, which exerts some pressure. So definitely cylinder will be described in terms of volume. Then in that case, you have to use the third expression of RF, which is cube root of volume of the actual drawing that you will be drawing in your drawing sheet divided by actual volume of the object. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes.
Fine. So according to the nature of the
Yes,
question,
sir.
according to the nature of the problem, the formula of RF will vary, and that you have to decide by reading the question. Okay, so now you understand that, you understood that if you want to decrease anything or if you want to increase anything, you need a scale. For that you need RF. Now you tell me, RF is having any unit or it is unitless? You know the definition of RF? Just tell me whether RF is having any unit
Unitless.
or it is
Unitless.
It is unitless. Because if you see, numerator is also some dimension, denominator is also some dimension. So dimension get cancelled out. It is unitless. In terms of area also, this will be say meter square. This denominator is also in meter square. You can cancel out this area. It will be unitless. So always remember, RF is a unitless quantity. And always remember, RF is expressed in terms of fraction. That is in terms of either this, that is 1 is to something or something is to 1. This is the way by which you have to express RF. Why you have to express like that, that also I will tell you. But after calculation, say your RF comes out to be 5 by 423. Never express RF in terms of point. If you divide this, you will get say something 0.023. No, RF is never expressed in terms of point, because if you express this RF in terms of point, then by looking at this point, nobody can tell which one is dimension of drawing, which one is dimension of object. So always remember, RF is never expressed in terms of point. It is represented either in terms of 1 is to something or something is to 1. That means you need to convert this value after calculation. Either 1 is to something or something is to 1. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts so far?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Why I am telling you 1 is to something and something is to 1? Okay. If the dimension of the object is 50 meter, definitely a 50 meter object you cannot draw, fine, but you can draw this 50 meter object by taking a 5 centimeter line, fine. That means what you are doing, you are decreasing the dimension. You are decreasing the dimension. If you are decreasing any dimension of the object, that means when you are scaling down any dimension of the object, then according to RF, I can classify that scale as reducing scale. Reducing scale means REDUCING, reducing scale. Reducing scale means you are reducing the dimension of the object in order to fit in your drawing sheet. So if I say RF is 1 by 80, it is which scale? It is reducing scale, because this is the higher value, this is the lower value. It is a reducing scale. There can be a case that say the dimension of drawing is 5 centimeter and the dimension of object is 0.5 millimeter. In this case, what you are doing, you are reducing the dimension or you are increasing the dimension?
Increasing.
You are increasing the dimension, because 0.5 mm is small value, 5 centimeter is big value. That means your dimension of drawing is large and your dimension of object is less. So if this is the case, when you are increasing any dimension, then according to RF, that scale is known as enlarging scale. ENLARGING, enlarging scale. Then I will represent enlarging scale by something is to 1, because this something will be definitely bigger value from this one value. If your RF is something is to 1, it is enlarging scale. If your RF is 1 is to something, that is reducing scale. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
There may be a case that the dimension of drawing is exactly equal to dimension of object. That means, say dimension of drawing is 5 centimeter, dimension of object is also 5 centimeter, 5 by 5, 1. That means RF is what? RF is 1 is to 1. Either you can tell 1 is to something, or you say something is to 1, or you say 1 is to 1. If this is the case, when RF is 1 is to 1, then that type of scale is known as full size scale. That type of scale is known as full size scale. That means you are not changing the dimension of the object. Whatever object dimension is given to you, you are taking the same dimension and you are drawing in your drawing sheet. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So 1 by 1 is which type of scale you say?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Then RF equals to 1 by 1, then which type of scale?
Full size scale. Full FULL, full size scale. That means you are doing nothing. Neither you are changing the dimensions of object, neither you are changing the dimension of drawing. So on the basis of RF, we can classify scale into 3 categories. Reducing scale, that is 1:, something. Enlarging scale, something is to 1. And the third one is full size scale, 1:1. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It is clear to all of you. Then before ending the class, I will ask you one simple question, and that question is, tell me, practically full size scale is possible, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It is possible. Okay. If distance between your home to your college is 10 kilometers, full size scale is possible.
No, sir. But if we draw something of dimension which is comparable to that page we are using for drawing, it is
Full size scale, but the definition of full size scale says that you cannot change the dimension of object, you cannot change the dimension of drawing. Then how 1:1 ratio will be maintained? You can do it in either enlarging scale or reducing scale, but in full size scale, you cannot change the dimension. If distance from your home to your college is 50 kilometers, you have to draw that same 50 kilometers in your drawing sheet. Is it possible? No, it is not possible. So always remember, practically full size scale is not possible. Okay?
Sir, if we draw a laptop or desktop, then full size scale is possible on big art paper or any small distance.
Every laptop is having some different dimensions. The laptop which I am using, say if the length of the laptop is
then full size scale is possible. I
Sorry? Full size scale is never possible. Whatever you do, whatever object you do. Yes, if you are taking any dimensions in the range of 30 centimeter, because we are having 15 centimeter scale, we are having a 30 centimeter scale, then full size scale is possible. But any dimension more than 30 centimeter length, full size scale is not possible. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are left with one more topic. After that, we can solve the first problem, and that we will solve in the next class. Till then, thank you. I am ending this class over here. You can join the AutoCAD class at around 3:40 p.m. I will post the attendance link through Google Form. Please fill up that attendance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
will you give the recording of the class?
Yes, every time I am giving it in the Google Classroom. If you are there in the Google Classroom, you will get it by the day end.